Dear whoever wants to listen, I want to talk about grades for a second because right now they are almost non-existent. I'm a student who for 6 years has kept her straight A's, but this time has spurred me to reflect on my ways because without the pressure of grades, I have never felt more human. It's the most liberating thing I've ever experienced. And the quality of my work, it hasn't changed. And I know many of my friends and classmates could say the same, but we can breathe, we can stay so much more sane now that we're free of the suffocating power of our GPA. Look, I'm also one of the valedictorians, and most recently we had to choose one of us to give a speech, and you'd think we'd be enthused to pick one of us to speak on that day, a day that was supposed to celebrate how far we've come and who we are today. Before we got on that call, I thought we would fight. That we would fight over who was to speak at graduation because each of us has something to offer and a voice that needs to be heard. But all we wanted to do was stand united, to work together. We didn't want to lift a finger to say one of us was better or more worthy than the rest, because the truth is we have been doing that for 12 years and we are tired of it. We are tired of it. We are tired of asking, what did you get on that assignment? How did you do? I want confirmation that I am better than you. We are tired of competing with each other, with ourselves, to discover who has read the most books on that bookshelf. We are tired of feeling like we are never enough, like there is always more to do to reach the bar, like we will never turn in an essay worth a gold star. We are tired of being robbed of our intrinsic motivation, of those who think without grades we treat school like a vacation. We are tired of this and so much more. We are tired of always keeping score. Tired of it. We are tired of it. Look, I know students, my classmates and friends, who are way smarter than me, who at times work harder than me, who were not on that stage labeled valedictorian because they couldn't keep the A, because they challenged themselves in classes that I didn't take, or because they determined that family is more important than the test they were going to take. And you know what? When I got the notification that I was a valedictorian, it felt meaningless, worthless. Do you want to know why? Because it's just a title and it won't matter in 10 years. I didn't realize that before, when I was covered in blood, sweat, and tears. But now that I have a medal that's supposed to make me proud, that's supposed to tell me I'm special, all I want to do is give that medal to everyone who has fallen victim to the almighty 4.0 GPA. Look, I'm a teacher too. Well, a teacher in training, but still. I work with middle school students in English classrooms. But can I tell you something? Something I didn't think would happen? Some students who wouldn't engage, who wouldn't say anything in class, are now turning in their work, are asking questions, are participating in class discussions. And honestly, I don't know why. Maybe it's because they can determine when they work best, or maybe they feel more comfortable doing homework in their room instead of always having to perform in a classroom for 6 hours on end, only getting a lunch break and expected to be their best whether or not they are awake. Oh, and that's the other thing, because they can probably now get more sleep and have time to be kids, get their hands dirty, let go, and climb trees. And I'm not advocating for one form of school or the other, because I know human connection is as necessary as water, and I don't dispute that kids are meant to be together, to support each other no matter the weather. Because then there are the students who were consistently showing up and succeeding in school before, who are now the ones not turning in the work, facing obstacles that they wouldn't have inside a traditional framework, because they don't have a computer, or they don't have a home, or their home is full of turbulence, or they don't have a phone to get in contact with their school, with those who can aid, because they are struggling to survive and all they can do is pray. And before this mess, these inequities were here, but this time has held up a mirror, showing us that our kids are more creative than what can be measured by a standardized, industrialized system, that each child is truly on their own continuum, but the grades just make some feel like they are residuum. It shouldn't be how can I keep the A, but instead how can I improve who I am today. Whether we are at school or not, there are inequities that prevent a lot of children from realizing their own potential. And we use traditional grades to measure what each student knows, to measure their growth, where they were and where they're going. But really, what are grades showing? That some are more privileged than others regarding the resources they have, or the responsibilities, or the pressures of the culture, or the families, or the ability to combat? Oh, and who knew teachers are different in their grading practices? That you could take the same class with different teachers and then end up on a different track? I didn't know that. Seriously. Grades measure 1/10 of what the kids are capable of and illustrate near nothing about who they are. Because these kids I've taught are so much more than a grade on a page. In my book, all of them are worth that gold star. The goodness in their hearts is what will change the world. It transcends all, while their grades put them in a box and make them feel small. They say if I can't get an A, then why should I try at all? And if this time has taught me anything, it's that grades have never been healthy motivators for anyone. And for those who say it wouldn't work, have we ever tried it? Have grades ever been reworked? The world of education is trying to change, and for grades to be the same as they were so many years prior, it just doesn't align with our ways. And I don't have the answers to all that I've said, but I know how we grade cannot remain the same on this road ahead. Sincerely, a weary high school graduate who cares deeply about the future of education.